Ladies and gentlemen, 2020 is unforgettable and challenging to everyone, including our own Taekwondo community. Today, in the midst of a global pandemic, we are living in unprecedented times. Governments shut down, schools closed, and nobody knew what tomorrow would bring. The rest of the year looks uncertain, and the situation is not improving. Many of us were forced to close our dojangs, and some never recovered, while others are struggling to stay afloat. Throughout it all, regardless of what part of the world you are in, as long as you are in the Taekwondo society, there has always been someone we could count on for direction and answers. For a few years now, Kukkiwon has been the center of conversation around corruption and scandal. People would distance themselves from Kukkiwon and did not want their reputation tainted by being associated with rumors of misguided behavior. Kukkiwon used to stand for something and be a symbol to be proud of. And I believe that we can lift Kukkiwon out of the trenches and into the spotlight once again. We need someone who will support the people and ensure that our voices are heard. We need someone who is a true Taekwondo activist. The person I'm talking about stands for what is right and does not waver in the sight of adversity. While this man was in the National Assembly, he helped make our dreams a reality. He advocated for the Taekwondo community and brought people from both sides of the aisle together. So people were not looking right or left, but they were marching forward. He maintained his status of a Taekwondo Grandmaster even while he was serving as a member of the National Assembly. He built a Taekwondo dojang in the Assembly building for other members to practice. He spearheaded the movement on the health and well-being for all through Taekwondo practice. His work ethics, putting others first mindset, delivering the result made such an impact that out of 300 lawmakers, he was chosen as the best member of the Assembly during the annual performance evaluation. He is the 9th Dan Grandmaster, Lee the last name, Dong the first name, Sup the middle name, Lee Dong Sup. Grandmaster Lee was a competitor who went to universities with Taekwondo and was a practical self-defense expert while he was serving in the Major Crimes Division as a police officer. He has taught and operated his Taekwondo dojang for over 30 years until he became a national lawmaker. And even after becoming a member of the National Assembly, he worked tirelessly to position Taekwondo to stand tall. He eventually produced a remarkable result so that all Taekwondo people can benefit. March 30, 2018 marks a significant milestone, and the history of Taekwondo was rewritten. Because this is when Taekwondo became legalized as a national sport of South Korea. Before then, it was just what's called a national sport, but never gained the official status. Grandmaster Lee initiated the act, and with this passion and unyielding determination, the endeavor was able to get the overwhelming support. This legal status gains a huge, including our Taekwondo will receive funding and government support for research and development, and there will be resources allocated for enhanced preservation. It was the first time that the National Taekwondo Designation Act was passed by the joint initiative of 228 members of the National Assembly, the largest number of nonpartisan support in the 75-year-old Korean Senate history. Among some of his other accomplishments are that the Taekwondo Grandmasters Act was also passed, and the government doubled the overseas dispatched instructors. Grandmaster Lee also organized over 8,000 people, which made up the largest single gathering to form a Pumse demonstration, and this feat entered in the Guinness Book of World Records. Grandmaster Lee was an avid supporter of Para Taekwondo and participated in numerous meetings to keep Taekwondo in the Olympics. With the International Olympic Committee members, including the president of the committee and other important global Taekwondo leaders. As a secretary of the National Assembly's Culture, Sports and Tourism Committee and Pyeongchang Winter Olympics Committee, Grandmaster Lee has contributed greatly to the development of Taekwondo in the divided Korean Peninsula. Grandmaster Lee Dong-seop supported periodic exchanges between North and South Korean Taekwondo. He believed Taekwondo can help bring peace and reconciliation between the two separated countries, and he continues working on this mission every day. He is the best warrior who can fight for the rights and interests of the Taekwondo community from dawn to midnight. With his rich resources and connections with decision makers in the government, he is highly qualified to negotiate and bring necessary means for the construction and development of Gukgiwon's infrastructure. He is the one who can maintain a healthy relationship with WT, which plays the best role in sports Taekwondo. Grandmaster Lee Dong-seop is the one who will put a smile on Gukgiwon employees' faces and create an environment in which they can work enthusiastically. He is the person who can support and promote the stringent training curriculum and practical martial art Taekwondo. Grandmaster Lee is a champion advocate for traditional Taekwondo, which also promotes the teaching values of benefiting all mankind, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Grandmaster Lee assures that Gukgiwon will do everything what they can to bring back the traditional martial values that are fading away from Taekwondo dojangs all over. I believe that the result of this election will determine the direction in which Gukgiwon will flow. Now, Gukgiwon is facing a difficult crisis. Our Taekwondo dojangs are exhausted and suffering from the coronavirus pandemic. It is time for all Taekwondo people around the world to work together to overcome this and show our Taekwondo spirit. It is you who can make a huge difference on Gukgiwon's future by selecting the right person to become the president of Gukgiwon. No matter what kind of affiliation you are in, I ask that we put aside our differences and come together for a brighter and better Gukgiwon. Unlike some past politicians who were unknown in the Taekwondo community, but seen suddenly as a Taekwondo person, Grandmaster Lee Dong-seop is a true and authentic Taekwondo teacher who is fully armed with knowledge and skills. Grandmaster Lee understands the life of Taekwondo people better than anyone else. He went through tough times, and he knows the areas where Taekwondo teachers need the most help. Grandmaster Lee Dong-seop, the ninth Dan, who was inspired by the late Kim Un-yong, the eternal leader who founded Gukgiwon and later WTF. Grandmaster Lee was with Kim Un-yong even days before he died. Lee was chosen by Kim as the person who will carry his legacy and vision and bringing the life back to Gukgiwon. Ladies and gentlemen, Gukgiwon's renaissance is not far away. Now the fate of Gukgiwon depends on your votes. I sincerely hope that all of you will cast your ballots for Grandmaster Lee Dong-seop for the next president of Kukkiwon, and make the crisis year 2020 into an unforgettable opportunity.